Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I have to do an update on my Tyler Robinson reading that I did. We had the King of Cups in reverse, and I said his father has something to do with this. It's something to do with his father, something to do with his father. It was the only other king that showed up. Well, this King of Cups in reverse is his transgender lover. King of Cup, the cups, the King and Queen of Cups are the matching cards, or the King and Queen of Hearts. And so I'm going to reread this. In tarot, generally the King of Pentacles represents your father. The depending on what your sexuality is, the King or Queen of Cups represents your partner. In this case, I'm going to put Tyler as the Knight of Swords. As I've told you, and I've already put intention into this deck, that Tyler was the Knight of Swords, the attack. He did show up in reverse. Remember, Charlie is the Emperor. The victim is always the Emperor or the Empress in this reading. So Charlie's the Emperor. It's the divine masculine energy. The attacker is the Knight of Swords. The attacker's lover is the King of Cups. And the attacker's father is the King of Pentacles. So I had no idea this fellow had a transgender lover. And so I just assumed that the King of Cups, because the King of Cups can be your father in a reading. It can be. It's your emotional support blanket kind of thing. But in this reading, to differentiate them, the father is going to be the King of Pentacles, the lover is the King of Cups, and the attacker is the Knight of Swords. And I'm going to see I'm going to do the 25 card layout, and I'm going to see if Tyler Robinson, if this whole group or any of this group has anything to do with Charlie's death. Now, I know in my last reading I said Tommy Robinson, and that's just how my brain works. I mix things up all the time. And it was probably because I was reading about the big march that was coming up. Like, I would go on X and I just look at all the top headlines, and that was probably there. And then that's just like, welcome to my brain. My husband can't not ask me for directions, because I'll say left when I mean right. And I don't even know I'm doing it. I reverse numbers a lot, especially 3, 5, and 8. I'll say, like, if my number's 2538037, I'll say 2385, and I don't even trust myself. I have like minor dyslexia, and I reverse things all the time, or I mix them up. It's almost, to explain it, like a Tourette's. Like, I say Tommy Robinson instead of Tyler Robinson. I did that on a Matthew Perry reading I was doing. I kept calling him Tyler Perry. And I want everybody to reassure you that just because that's the way my physical brain works, that does not mean that my connection to the universe, there's anything wrong with it, okay? There's just a disconnect between my brain and my tongue, and it doesn't affect my intentions or the energy that I put out. So please don't worry, because I know a lot of you say, oh, please redo the reading. You reversed this, or you forgot that, or please don't worry. All right? My intention and my connection to the universe is clear and pure. All right? Let's not worry about earthly problems. All right. So, let's find out. Now, I did say that the actual shooter is out of the country, far away. It actually came something from the Middle East. It was very plain that this was somebody outside of the USA. Now, that does not mean both things can be true at the same time. I also said there's more than 5 people involved, 5 people, and apparently now they're looking at 6 people that had messages that meditated or predicted Charlie's shooting. So they're looking at that. Now, I'm telling you right now, there's some kind of funding or something behind those people. So that could be the root. The cards could be telling us where the root is. So both things can be true at once. They could have the actual shooter. And in that reading, I did mention MK Ultra. So they could have the actual person who pulled the trigger. But who set it all up was not that person. There's like they said, there's at least 5 people involved. All right, so let's see. Does the boyfriend and the father have anything to do with this? What was the father's? Was the father just upset? He found out his son was gay and so he turned him in? Was the transgender person he was dating, was it a trap? What's going on? Please tell us the correlation between Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, his transgender partner, and Tyler Robinson's father. What's the connection? What's the connection, please? What's the connection, please? That card flipped over, but I'm not going to play it because we'll have to count out 21 cards. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that one. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That card flipped over. So this is telling me this is not a mastermind here we're dealing with. We're not dealing with a mastermind. I'm not going to put that in the layout, but it did flip over and want to play. So now let's see. So this is not a mastermind we are dealing with. We are not dealing with professionals. And they kind of are, I'm getting like bumbling fools. Right? And you know, they keep going, oh, and Tyler's boyfriend is singing and to the FBI and telling them everything. You're going to believe that person? Like, seriously? They fully admit they're a fish finder, which means they find young people to turn into the trans agenda. I don't even have to say allegedly. He said he calls himself a fish finder. And in the transgender world, that is finding young people, and you find them in gaming rooms. Apparently, I have no idea what any of this is. I was reading, I'm like, well, I'm so glad I'm not in any of that world or have any children in that world. Apparently in gaming rooms, they find these young people and start grooming them into the transgender. And so how can you trust somebody like that? How can you trust somebody like that? All right. What's the connection here to Charlie, if any? 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 Boy, they're chatty. There's the 3 of them. There's no connection. What's the connection here to Charlie? Cards are ready because they're flipping. They're like, let's get this done. Okay. King of Pentacles. There's the dad in reverse. I don't think the dad's involved. The second chances. Now, look at that. Now it's upright. I'm thinking that here's the dad squealing on his, oh, look at that, the clock agrees with me. Here's the dad squealing on his son. And there's 3 of them that are happy, and this is the end of his relationship with his son. the Hermit. There's the Undoing. King of Cups in reverse. All right. So we got the boyfriend or the girlfriend, whatever. I don't play mental games. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Chariot. This one here, the boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. This is the one that's blasting. Look at this. You can't make this up. Here he is telling but this guy has serious problems. No, duh. He is making sure that he's not involved and he's trying to control the narrative. There's 3 of them cheering him on. There's the News. Hope and Healing. There he is. There's the Attacker. There's the Hierophant. Knight of Pentacles. Judge. There is no correlation. There's the mom. The mom finally shows up, right? Okay, so the dad actually has nothing to do with this. Here's the dad turning him in. Here's the FBI, we got him, but it now has ruined his relationship with his son. He's not happy with his son's past at all. He now feels very alone. Don't be surprised if he sequesters himself. This is probably one of the worst things that's ever happened to him. Like, no duh. Here is the boyfriend also singing. Isn't that interesting? They both are singing, but especially the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I think he was looking for the money because we have the Wheel of Fortune right beside. We've got the 4 of Wands in reverse, and there's the Wheel of Fortune. And here's the Attacker. He was looking for the $100,000 reward. And also trying to control the narrative, trying to look like the hero. He's trying to look like the hero in all of this. Definitely trying to look like the hero. Like, look how I was the one who turned him in. I'm still going to say, here's the politician. I'm going to say that that's Kash Patel. It released a burden on Kash Patel. It also makes somebody else look really good. I'm thinking Pam Bondi. They aren't sure what they have. They're still kind of debating. There's options here because it's right over Charlie. It's right over Charlie. The distraction, who do we have? Here's the funeral. Right underneath Charlie, all of this. They may think this is a nice distraction. It's a nice release of a burden. I think they're going to run with it. It's strange. We have the grandmother. I'm going to move that now because that's covered up. We have the grandmother actually has spoken up and said, that's not the Tyler I know. He's not left wing at all or anything like that. I think they're going to run with this. I think we will see some kind of secret and betrayal. So there might be somebody close to Charlie that's going to come out and have some kind of betrayal, saying, oh, we did see those threats and we didn't take them personally. I think they're going to run with this story. I think they're kind of stuck with it now. If they were to change it, they would look kind of silly. They're hoping that this, with this star card in the middle of it all, they're hoping that this calms people down. They're hoping people believe that they've got their guy. They're not even looking for anybody else. They're not even looking for anybody else. Here's the Hierophant here. This is your guy. We got him. And here are the politicians, the King of Swords. Here's your Pam Bondi going, yeah, we've been, Department of Justice will look after this. Huge release of burden that they've got the perpetrator. But I want to show you the perpetrator and the boyfriend are close. The boyfriend's next to the money, the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. I don't think he's going to get it, but he's in control of the narrative. Here he is blabbing, really blabbing. We might find out this guy has a drinking problem. Interesting, in the first reading I did on Tyler, he showed up in reverse. And interesting that now the father shows up, because everybody's like, read on the father, read on the father. And remember, I kept saying there's something going on here with the father. There's something, something's not right. Something's not right. Well, my error, it wasn't the father, it was the boyfriend. Quite clearly. In this second reading, in this clarification reading, and none of us knew that it was the boyfriend. But I should have known that the King of Cups but the King of Cups can be your father. So it can be your father, especially if your father's very nurturing, or if your father's an alcoholic. In either case, so I'm not going to say, I was totally wrong. I'm just going to say I'm correcting what we know now. Do I believe that this person is the right person? And the answer is no. Charlie's very far from this person. This person is all about optics, and they're basing it on the blabbing. Look at the judgment card here, blabbing. Well, everybody pay attention to what I'm saying. Blabbing of this guy who has his own agenda. I don't think he ever really cared for this Tyler at all. I think Tyler's now lost his father. He's lost his boyfriend. I think he's feeling very alone in the world. His father's very alone in the world. His father knows that this is not Charlie's. This is not Tyler's past. This is his near past. And I think somebody has mentioned that he went to university and changed. So this is news to the father that this fellow is gay. But the politicians and the power that be, even this could be Kash Patel. They're dead set. We've got him. And here's all the evidence that we have. And if you don't believe us, then you're kind of crazy. This is who we have. And this is the second time the reading has showed me that this fellow has nothing to do. He's a patsy. If he did, I'm going to say that it was a type of mind control. Here we have the stars. So stars in your brain. Here's the hint, and here's the mind control with the Hierophant there. So if that's the case, I'm going to say that's what it was. I don't think it may or may not be. I still don't think they've got their guy. I think that the powers that be are happy to appease the public that they have somebody. I've done 3 readings, and all 3 readings have told me they have not got their guy, because the perpetrator should be right next to Charlie if they've got their guy, and they don't. And look, here they are at my distraction card. Here they are presenting something to you. And here's the distraction card, or here's like, could be, couldn't be. Could be, couldn't be. Like there's information he was on Discord. Now there's Discord is saying he was never on Discord. Other people are saying, well, you can make a fake Discord account, etc., etc. I think they are going to find out somebody close to Charlie betrayed him. It would be a male. We might hear a statement from the mother. I wouldn't be surprised if the mother and the father end up divorcing over this. We might hear a statement from the mother, because we've heard from the grandmother, but the mother and the father are definitely not on the same page about this. Look how far apart they are. And the Two of Cups in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. We might hear that this couple separates. But yeah, this wasn't well planned out at all. These aren't professionals. These aren't masterminds. All right. I think I'm going to give this subject a rest for a while. I think we all need a rest from it. And tomorrow I'm going to continue on with other different subjects. I think at some point it doesn't become healthy. But I just wanted to get on here and clarify and ask what the father and the boyfriend had. And now the cards have clarified it was definitely the boyfriend as the King of Cups in reverse. It's not the father. But the father and the mother are definitely at odds over this. So we'll wait and see. All right. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.